Perfect. Let me begin by sharing the content. Yes, I think we are good to go. Monisha?
So, hello everyone, and welcome to the webinar. The topic for today is simplifying master data governance in oil and gas industry. And what role automation plays into simplifying your master data governance. I'll quickly introduce myself. I'm Monisha Ubriani, and I'm a tech lead for Verdantis. I've been into the development industry past 11 years, and particularly into product industry past 2 years. My major roles in Verdantis hold development and enhancement for their ongoing products. The information that we'll be sharing today is copyrighted by Volantis. So if viewers need to access the information, they need to take prior permission from Volantis. Along with me today, I have Rohan. So Rohan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, sure. Thank you, Monisha. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rohan Salvi. I'm Associate Director at Verdantis. I have 17 plus years of experience in the space of master data quality improvement and governance solutions. I have, from a technical background perspective, I have catered to over 50 different implementations in Fortune 500 Global 1000 organizations, helping them during their master data journey. Monisha? Yep.
Yeah. The agenda for today's webinar is we need to see what importance data accuracy holds in the oil and gas industry, what challenges your traditional MDM prospects have been facing, and how do we overcome those by bringing automation into picture and leveraging AI. And at the end of the webinar, we'll be having a live question and answer session wherein we'll be open to answer the questions that are raised by the viewers.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. So just in terms of our journey as an organization and in the space of master data quality and governance initiatives, we have come across many key aspects of the data which the organizations have shared with us, and master data probably is the core of the entire organization's asset data. It often gets overlooked, but as soon as something fails, it becomes a high priority or top of the list criticality item. There are a few important roles that this data set plays in the organization's journey and operations. Making sure that users are able to find the right information in the shortest amount of time in the system helps the overall organizational efficiency. It helps them make informed decision. If the data has all the key parameters, all the key data points populated and available for the user to view in a user friendly way, the decision making process is much more simpler. They're able to take the decisions very quickly, from a compliance perspective, from the quality control perspective. Having the right processes helps there. This is again to reduce the failure rate when it comes to the processes that are built around the the data per se. Or it could be different types of data. It could be related to your material master data, it could be related to the supplier master or vendor master data, it could even be related to services, equipment, assets. So all of these are important when it comes to managing accuracy, to ensure that there is a harmony in the process when it comes to operational aspects, when it comes to the reliability aspects. Since master data at the end of the day is the working capital of the organization, from a COE standpoint, it becomes really critical to have a good reporting ability, to have a reliable information in the system. So this helps the leadership group, as well as it helps the center of excellence team to identify what are the different basically facets where there could be a cost optimization by running reports on the master data objects. Eventually it all boils down to driving higher customer satisfaction, that is, making sure that the parts are available to the internal stakeholders at time. The internal users are able to deliver it with the reliability that is desired from a supply chain process perspective. End goal is to be able to deliver the end results and output to the customer in the quantifiable and qualitative manner. This essentially is going to drive higher customer satisfaction when it comes to industries such as oil and gas, where uh, the entire volume of production has to be forecasted and has to be met to satisfy the business requirements. For now, considering all the different the regulatory requirements, such as environmental health and safety parameters, the certifications that are required to be in place, each and every vendor who we onboard has to meet those regulatory compliance parameters. So having right gatekeepers in the system ensures that the data gets captured accurately on these parameters, and all these check marks are satisfied before it goes into the production mode. Now we have seen a lot of MDM solutions looking to address all of these requirements which we discussed. Uh, as we are in the era of where there is a frequent system upgrade, there is a frequent merger and acquisition that is happening. There is a lot of opportunity to implement the right MDM solution. And what often presents as a challenge is, as the traditional MDM solutions look to fill the business requirements, they do end up becoming significantly complex. So change management becomes the first biggest headache that the IT teams have to face. They have complex user interfaces, they have complex workflow processes which need to be captured in the system. From a process standpoint, communicating this new system and the benefits of it, and having the users adopt to this new system, is something that the IT teams look to achieve. And doing while they are doing all of this, avoiding disruption to the business operations becomes of paramount importance. While all of this is happening, the business processes have to maintain their documentation of the all the information that is continuously flowing in from different sources, from different entry points. They have to maintain the quality in those documentations as well. Now, the only way to ensure that this is happening seamlessly is to have a user interface which is not complex. Having a user friendly interface which is enabled by automation, which clearly has underlying policies which do not allow the user to proceed with invalid entries, invalid values, is very important. Now, from a system standpoint as well, because master data flows into multiple different systems, it becomes important to have a seamless integration across different downstream systems. Also, from a process standpoint, because there is often a business critical need, so having those flexibilities in the system to drive adoption and to drive compliance while meeting the business's requirement is really important. A typical challenge that we have seen is a lot of master data systems have what we call as complete dependency on user selection from metadata. Now what that means is users who get into the system, well, they have a form to fill, but in the form they have to select from a list of drop down which could have 100 different values, and these selections have to happen across multiple different checkpoints. This often creates a concern because there are all these different opportunities where user might make a incorrect decision. This invariably results in the process being rejected and restarted multiple times. The data standards that need to be applied and adopted become an important aspect in the system. Without these being set up upfront and without the users being able to apply those effectively, compliance becomes a challenge. Overall, all of this moves towards slow process and delayed decisions. Now, the next step is why automation in MDM is important. So now, here, what I would like to focus more on is, and maybe I'll loop in Monisha as well, because all I've discussed and are the use cases that we have basically encountered across different customers. And these are use cases that I try to basically share with Monisha with her experience, and the previous implementation. She can speak about those in terms of how are we seeing the business align on addressing these challenges as a part of their day to day, or as a part of their go to solution implementation. Monisha.
Yeah. Rohan, you mentioned about the challenges that traditional MDM faces, and the two major concerns that I see here is one is manual data entry, which again leads to errors since you're doing it manually, and the second major concern in traditional MDM that we face in today's day-to-day material creations is the data is fragmented across systems, right? So this drop downs your accuracy. How do we leverage any tool, or we bring up a tool that is capable of doing things for you that will be less error prone, and it will be more accurate, right? So in bringing up accuracy into picture and efficient decision making, you would definitely look out for a tool that considers your intelligent algorithms. Now, when we talk about intelligent algorithms, what if you have a tool that is having a single source of truth wherein all the information from your source is moving down to your downstreams, right? So rather than taking information from multiple systems, you do the material creation or modification at one source, and then that relevant accurate data is moving down to your downstreams, which would be less error prone, right? Definitely, since it is moving down from a system. Now, one benefit that we see here is we can achieve real time insights. Now, when we talk about real time insights, say, suppose I need to go and create a material into any MDM tool, right? If a tool is giving me a provision of uh, approvals, say, as a requester, I create a material and I have misinterpreted some information, it would definitely go into my approval workflow, wherein somebody sitting at the higher position or a data steward who has that right or role to approve my request, right? So
Mhm.
that plays an important role wherein decision making is real time. Now, when we talk about real time integrations, if you have a single source of truth, right, and your information needs to be passed down to your downstream systems, you would expect that information to be available to you within seconds. So gone are the days when you visit the factory, you check in for the existence of the material, and if it is not present, you go ahead and create, and then you wait for the next person to approve, right? If you have a tool upfront that is capable of doing it for you, leveraging web services and doing it within the fraction of seconds, that is an add-on, right? So, yeah, when we talk about enhanced decision making. Now, uh, when we talk about approvals, material creations, and then there are many people involved to the workflow, right? So we have also seen complex workflows, right? And what if a user gets deactivated for some reason? He has left the organization or he's no more available, and I want to go ahead and create a material, right? So I cannot wait for days to expect and wait and delay my material creation process, right? So
Mhm.
my lead time should reduce. If we are looking out for a tool, we should look out for a tool that is capable of uh, evaluating these things and providing an upfront report that would indicate that this particular user is no longer available, and intimation is given out that the request needs to be looked at, so that the superior person sitting can take up the decision on his basis, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
yeah, so this will not only strengthen my compliance, but having real-time reports indicating that my material creations have been pending for so and so reason for approvals by so and so person is going to be an add-on for any tool at the master data level.
Okay, okay. And also, one important aspect is, and I hear this, frequently, the first pass rate, right?
Hmm.
So if you get the right information in the entry stage itself, which
Right.
goes ahead from the compliance perspective, there is always the possibility of the record getting approved in the first attempt itself increases significantly. So the back and forth that has to happen for collaborating for missing information, all of that can be avoided if from a system standpoint, system ensures that the information is complete to begin with.
Yeah, so when we talk about this, so a tool capable of giving you a provision for audit trials, that is an add-on, right? So when we talk about audit trials, it is definitely a place wherein when the information is flowing across users and to your downstreams, you have a log of what data has been changed by whom and at what particular time. So tracing of the information or the record that is being created and what information has been modified is an add-on for a tool.
Correct. Correct. Next one.
Yeah, so now, there's also one point that I would like to talk on is operational efficiency. Since we are talking about material creations, which traditional MDMs have been facing an issue for, is it takes days for your material creation modification or extension to a plant. So when we talk about operational efficiency, since we in terms of technical aspect, if we leverage a tool that is capable of doing it within seconds for you. Now, when I talk about doing it within seconds, is leveraging web services, right? Now, another aspect when we talk about web services, since the information is flowing down to the downstream in real time, security is a major concern for your data being flown down over an internet, right? When we talk about security in traditional MDM, we never had that aspect of security, right? But since we are looking out for a tool that should do it for you, the customer information that is flowing down over internet should not be open, right? So to leverage this or to, I mean, I would like to say that to overcome this, what we can do is we can implement security mechanisms. When we talk about security mechanisms, we can bring up authorization, authentication, we can bring into picture SSL certificates, which will keep your user information intact, and it is definitely give you real-time information across your downstream systems. When
Okay.
if we talk about SAP system or ERP systems, so customer have been moving from your traditional SAP systems to now SAP HANA, right? SAP 4. So that information flow should be real time and it should be accurate that we look out for.
Okay. 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 Understood. So I think this is what we look to overcome as a part of the traditional challenges, right? From the process perspective, if I think I want to understand, one of the challenges that our users often face is entering the information and getting the information added into the system is challenging. It requires a lot of research. So what is the way to solve this?
Yeah, so the way to solve this is, as we know, the world is moving towards AI, right? So as a user, what I would expect is I enter the category, I enter the manufacturer name and the part number, and AI should autofill all the information for me, right? So there are scenarios wherein a category with a particular manufacturer information is holding 20 attributes. I don't expect that I need to go and fill those 20 attributes. So what if we leverage AI and it automates the process? taking my input, taking my category, and auto populates it from multiple sources. Now, one benefit that I see here is filling the information manually is going to be less error prone since automated AI is going to take place of manual entry. And second positive thing that I see here is accuracy. So your information is going to be less error prone and you're going to get it from a valid source, right? Now, the source that we consider is ultimately going to come from an AI system. So auto
Correct.
population is one thing that plays an important role when we talk about automation. Also, when we talk about creation or modification of materials, what we would expect a tool that would upfront leverage some AI algorithms and it should pick up a potential duplicate. Now, when we talk about duplicates in terms of matching attribute values, right? So it should not allow me to create duplicate materials if it is already available. It should give me a provision to extend it to some other plan, maybe. So that's wherein automation will play a big role when we talk about MDM.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So also talking about if we see there's context-driven semantic search. So as a user, when I look in for say I want a specific material with specific attributes, right? So I would first go ahead and search whether that material is existing in the tool or not, right? Now searching is again going to be a manual process, which is ultimately, say, we have a category ball bearing. I would type it as ball BRG, wherein some other user may type it as ball bearing. So your tool needs to have that capability to search that for you, understanding the context of what you've typed in, right? So that's
Correct.
wherein semantic search NLP algorithm comes into picture, wherein it would leverage its models and processes and it would understand the contextual meaning behind what you have typed in and it would give down all the materials with the similar meanings or similar context.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Understood. Yeah, and I think there it is important. I think in the modern era, I think what users are also leveraging is their ability to continue on one logical path. Okay, so
Yeah,
users, we want the users to be able to when they begin with a search, right? That's where an intent. If they don't find, then they would want to create.
right.
But what often happens is after spending several minutes on searching and not finding it in the system, then comes the entire painful process of creation. So how can this be overcome?
So, Rohan, if we have a tool that gives you a provision to create a clone. Now, when we talk about clone, so if you have an attribute or so that needs to be changed, right? And out of 20, say suppose 18 attributes remain static and I need to change just one attribute. I'm not going to manually feed all the 18 attributes, right? So I need to
Correct.
have a provision that would create a clone of an existing material and I would just remodify or change some attributes that I require to, and then within seconds it should do my whole processing, right? So
Okay.
cloning is one that automation can take place for.
Okay. Okay. I think we have been hearing clones for a really long time, but good to see that being applied to master data.
Yeah.
All right. I think this covers the content that we had for today. Now, what we would like to probably run is we do have a couple of videos, short videos. Maybe I can run those quickly for us to have a look at. Let me share. And Monisha, can you please kindly confirm if you're able to hear the videos as well? Let me share. Begin play.
Yes,
In a
I
world
have.
where
Okay,
data
thank you.
drives success, how you manage it makes all the difference. Introducing Verdantis Integrity, where we make managing your master data smarter and easier. Say goodbye to tedious data entry and hello to automation. With attribute auto-population, our smart system automatically fills in record attributes based on predefined rules and existing data, ensuring every detail is accurate and in place effortlessly. Just input manufacturer and part number, and let Verdantis Integrity handle the rest. It's a game changer for efficiency and data reliability. Every duplicate is a potential risk, wasting time, resources, and money. Our deduplication feature safeguards your database by catching duplicates before they disrupt your business. What if a duplicate is identified? You can extend the existing record instead of creating a duplicate. With this feature, you can streamline your data management and avoid unnecessary clutter in your records. Our platform identifies duplicates not only based on part numbers, but also based on technical data, i.e., based on form, fit, and function. Searching for the right data shouldn't be a guessing game. With our semantic search technology, find exactly what you need, even when you're unsure of the exact terms. This means you can search for ball BEERING 20 millimeters id, or ball BEARING 47 millimeters, or even related terms, and get the results you need. Transform how you manage your data with Verdantis Integrity. Ready to take the next step. For more information.
Perfect. Thank you. So I think what I want to have next on the agenda is we have 3 minutes left to the scheduled time, and maybe we can use these 3 minutes in case there are any questions that the users can enter in the comments section. Let me quickly check if there are any questions that have come up in the comments section. So let me stop sharing. Let me check. Okay. So I see feedback, but no questions yet. Okay. So let me give 1 more minute in case there are any questions posted. We can address those, or else what we would do is we'll wait for any potential questions on LinkedIn comments section, and we can then respond to those comments with what would be a typical response. Let me refresh. Okay, so I don't see any questions being posted. So maybe what we will do is we'll wait for any those questions that any user would like to raise. But we thank you today for joining the webinar, and we appreciate attending the second leg of importance of data accuracy, specifically for oil and gas industry. Given that there is a huge wave of adoption of AI, and it has to be a responsible adoption of AI. So we really appreciate us all the participants joining on this session today, and look forward to more such sessions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monisha. Bye now.